Well, as I mentioned at the start of the show, we've seen so many conventions and rights, democratic rights, tossed aside, all in the name of public health. The sad reality is that it isn't over. We learnt today, or we learnt last night actually, that the Queensland Government is planning to dock the pay of Queensland teachers who have decided not to get vaccinated. And the federal government seems fairly indifferent to what's going on as well.
Ultimately, I think everyone has the right to make a choice about whether or not to get vaxxed, but no one has the right to be free from the consequences of that choice. And these have been set out a long time coming, and they've had their pay docked, for the 6 months running up to this. So this isn't a surprise, and it's something that the Queensland Government's going to have to work through with this very small pocket of teachers, given 99% are actually vaccinated.
Oh, very small pocket of people we're humiliating, demonising and punishing. And here I was thinking Labor was supposed to represent the workers. Joining me now is One Nation Senator for Queensland, Malcolm Roberts. Great to see you, Malcolm. How are you?
Oh, I'm very well, thanks, Rowan. How are you? It's good to be here.
Good, mate, good. Listen, I got all these emails yesterday from several teachers, their families and other people who are absolutely livid with anger. These are human beings. They've got feelings, they've got families. They're being treated like dirt and scum, even though we know that according to the CDC, the Centre for Disease Control itself in the US, there's no need. They've now announced there's no need to distinguish between vaccinated and unvaccinated. And personally, I wonder whether there ever was. Malcolm, what did you make of this news, and how vindictive can a government be?
Well, the real issue here is about political donations and about punishment. They're the three words to remember. Now, I've been dealing with a teacher who's been fighting for restitution for the teachers for a year and a half now. Sorry, for half a year, because they were only cut on December 17th. But she's been very strong. And so I called her up today, and she pointed four points with regard to punishment. She said, first of all, they've been penalised for losing 7 months' worth of work because they were suspended due to not complying with the vaccine or the injection mandates. Not misconduct, suspended due to non-compliance. They lost their pay for 7 months. They lost their homes. Marriages broke up. Distressed people making decisions that were not good and sometimes causing lots of problems and heartaches. Suicide. She's personally had to talk 4 people out of suicide. Now, if that's not enough, they've been penalised for serious misconduct. So just January 23rd, which is only 7 months ago, they were penalised they were suspended. They were told because of non-compliance. Now they're being accused of serious misconduct. Then the third thing is that some of these people have been living in state homes, and so they've been paying rent to the state government. The state government tossed them out, and some of them who couldn't get their furniture out in time were charged rent because their furniture was still in the place. One woman was denied the right to even access her furniture in her house. She had to pay someone to get it out for her. The fourth thing is they have now been labelled with this quote, any further reprimands could lead to terminations. This is belting them. It's not just humiliating them, it's belting them.
This is
And this woman has been prevented from doing the work she loves for 7 months.
Exactly. Malcolm, these are teachers. These are the people we rely upon to educate our young, to show our children the ways of behaviour, the values to take forward in life, positivity, creativity, inspiration, education. These are the people we rely on to bring those values to our children. I tell you, the sheer vindictiveness, is there a more nasty, vicious government than the Palaszczuk government? We saw Dan Andrews, he's just a thug. We saw all the police brutality, throwing people to the ground, pepper spraying them and all this stuff. But we have this nasty, vindictive Palaszczuk government that seem to want to hurt and punish anyone who disagrees with them. Is that an unfair comment?
You're exactly right. If a private employer or a public company were doing this, Rowan, the Queensland government would have been down on them like a ton of bricks. Now these are doing it. It's bastardry at its worst. But there's a reason why they're doing it. The teachers believe that it's got something to do with the fact that the Red Union, I think it's called the Teachers Professional Association of Queensland, a new union, has been making very great increases in numbers in the last few years. And the Queensland Teachers Union is scared of that increase. The Queensland Teachers Union has lost a lot of members. Now, the Queensland Teachers Union is close to the ALP state government, and they donate large sums of money from teachers' dues to the Labor Party for their campaigns. Now, all of a sudden, they're looking at membership drops, and the Teachers Professional Association of Queensland, the Red Union, is taking over. And so when the vaccine mandate came along, the injection mandate came along, the QTU, the Queensland Teachers Union, abandoned these workers, abandoned these teachers. And the Red Union saw them flocking to them, and because the Red Union stood with them side by side and took them to court, defended these people, supported them. And that's what's going on. Now we've got an Industrial Relations Amendments Bill coming in that's going to make it difficult for the Red Union to get more members. This is about Labor punishing people who dared to join the Red Union.
Absolutely. Malcolm Roberts,
political donations.
You're 100% spot on there to point to the Machiavellian manoeuvres behind it. Great to speak to you. Thanks so much for speaking up for those teachers, and we'll chat again soon. Thank you so much.